Welcome to episode 2 of Settler Savvy. Today we automate our trading setup, we set up an electric centrifuge, expand our kitchen, expand our energy reserves, and upgrade all our printers. So without further ado, let's get to it. So to make an advanced furnace, I actually already need a tier 2 printer. So let's get our printer mods going first, which means we're going to need some constantin. We're going to make a quick mining backpack just to help us with gathering some of the first ores. Just quickly refill the tank. Now this oxide ore, or oxide ice I should say, it is oxygen and nitrogen, which is a lot of oxygen, and this tank is pretty far out. And what I learned from Shadow Drake is I can just plop the ice in right like that and we'll start melting in the tank, which is amazing. However, that does mean one thing. There's going to be nitrogen in my breathable air, which I need to filter out. Plop it in right there. 18%, just go into that, I don't care. Yeah, it's great. And off mining we go. Well, after refilling our pneumatic drill, that is. 3.5, and that'll do. It's just gonna be a short trip anyway. Should really get myself an ore detector. I mean, I've had the means. I have gold, copper, solder. I just need to make it.
Are you sure about that?
And there we go. Some constantin. Now, I would also really like some invar. The issue is that it's going to be a bit more difficult to get the pressure just right, because the temperature needs to be high. Higher than it is at the moment, but the pressure needs to be low. So let's see if we can get it there. Also, please let me know if there's a way to get this there instead of in my hand, because I just want to stop wasting my ice. Yeah, 1 iron and nickel. And now I need the temperature up. Yeah, invar. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be, honestly. Yeah, that's okay for now. Let's head back inside and get our stuff sorted. Now since we're inside, let's take our suit and our helmet off and have a sip of water. I'll also want a reagent processor to start making some better food. And I think I should be able to combine some of it with some of the print mods. No, I can't because it's all this boy. So, Tronic printer mod, steel, constantin, and the solder. So that is our first printer mod being produced. Nice. This cooler, straight to recycling. There we go. That stacks, that's nice. Oh, I have a ore detector. Wonder why I never used it before. I should put this in my mining tool backpack. As you can see, we really use this baby. So, let's get it back up in there. But actually, to make it easier to use, I'm gonna use it outside. Just too late. Dang it. There. Power in the night is good. And we can send off this trader. So how do I do that? Depart. So long. Till next time. There we go, it is done. Hooray! Nope. I don't know how this works yet. Find recipe. Printer. Autolate printer mod. Excellent. Are those nuclear batteries? Oh, they require Inconel and Astral? Okay, that's for a different time. These fans look a bit wonky. I need more steel. Do I not have any steel? Let's make more steel, shall we? We need to go more mining again. Fun. I believe that now I can make something called soy oil. Wow, really? Canned French fries are better than regular French fries? That seems... Oh, I see. The difference is that this is good quality, and this is best quality. But still, it seems odd, because this is 5 oil and 3 potatoes, compared to 111? That's really odd. That's really odd, don't you think? I think it's odd. Let's get another bench. Nope, not this one. Tables, obviously. Also, am I the only one who finds it a weird limitation that I can't stack or split ingots at will? I can do so for basically every other item except ingots, which feels like a strange arbitrary decision. Kitchen corner. I can just do it like this. Basic packaging machine, please. Oh, there it is. Just full size immediately. One milliliter. Oh, I need quite a bit more then, don't I? 3 milliliters. Oh no. What does 1 entail? What does 1 entail?
What do you mean?
Well, it's probably not going to be enough, so I'll just put it on the bench here for later use, I suppose. I do think I can at least start processing this into flour to start building up a flour reserve, essentially. 50 grams of flour will provide cereal bar. Oh. It removed it. That pisses me off a bit, honestly. I felt like I should get that back. Oh well. So, off you poke. Max pressure 10 megapascals. Almost there. A little bit more, and that'll do. Perfect. At least iron is quick to find. It should essentially fall into my lap as soon as I step outside. Done in no time at all. I'll tell you what, when the pressure in this thing is over 9,000, it goes like a fucking rocket. Alright, that is a lot of steel, which, if everything goes okay, should last us at least 1 or 2 days. Right, and why did I want the steel? Oh, right, for the last printer mod. I remember. Look, I have a magic 0% potato. And, last but not least, the vendor mod. Now we're going to have to wait till this machine is done printing to get the materials out of it, otherwise we don't have access to any of the materials listed here. But I do want some of the things that are in here. I want an arc welder. Actually, let me think about what I want most. I actually want the heavy drill, which needs some electrum, invar, and solder. Electrum, solder, heavy. And that's also battery powered, so that's great. But mostly I wanted to use it to be able to flatten land, to do some terraforming. I want 1 or 2 more atmospheric kit. I'll just make some regular carbon dioxide filters. That's a junky beast, isn't it? Just put you here for the time being. It's gonna be fine. What do you need? Wrench and 2 steel sheets. Welding torch. Some cabling to finish it up with. Reagent mix. Put you in there, turn you on. Now before we head out, let's have a drink and some food and relieve ourselves. Are we ready? Actually, I want one more thing. Some insulated pipes.
A few moments later.
Okay, let's go outside. So we're just gonna do a couple of these in parallel like we have inside the base. There we go. Some normal pipes, please. And they'll get the cow that we have remaining from a previous one. Bouncy pipes are back. Best pipes. There we go, that'll do. Now they do print a lot faster, that's for sure.
More moments later.
There. Now carbon dioxide is going to flow in, and anything else is going to remain out. I always underestimate how many pipes something takes, and I do see that this is, lowering pretty low despite our massive power generation, so I do actually want to prioritize getting this done as well soon. Basic chute. Stacker. Let's give this a try, shall we? I saw this working pretty well. Yes. Can I see how many? Oh, there it is. Contains this amount of pipes. Hey, that's neat. I like that. I'll also take one of these with me to make like a small inline tank, just in case. Actually, I want a couple of those. There. So how do I do this with a purge? Oh, I see. No, wait. Well, this way I can divvy it up at least. Sensor kit. Now in the meantime, I do want to get those walls up, because those are going to be very important to get our batteries in a very stable state. So let's grab our walls. Do we have... Are you done, by the way? Yes, you are. Excellent. Alright, and you can pop into here and I'll be back for you later. I'm not going to have enough metals, and I'll just get some steel ones. So, 2 composite windows, some more composite windows, and just a large panel over here, please. Now some glass. We're gonna need to go get more gold. I swear it's a never-ending story. Well, in which case, let's make some heavy cable with the remaining gold that we have. Yeah, should be good. This is considered a room now. And you're out of gold. I think I'm just gonna do them like this. You know, make it easy on myself.
What follows is a brief construction montage.
There we go, it's a new day, and this is still holding on by a thread, but it is holding on. Just so we can quickly do this. Well, let's just extend the super heavy while we can. We need to turn them on. Oh. And I know, I still need to, you know, reroute some of the power.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Oh, I can't fucking hit the button. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yay, there we go. Now, I just need to reroute this bit of power for a bit. Now this should be charging again. Yeah. And actually, now that I think about it, this can just be here with the other batteries. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Now it is quite a bit warmer in the base though, so that's annoying. But cooling is for a different day. It's gonna be fine. Now let's finish up that over there. I don't think we need to do that much. Oh, this should be easy to fix. Just this, right? Yeah. Great. So, I want to automate those 3 filtration pumps that I have over there.
Moments later. Many moments later.
I feel very fucking dumb.
More moments later.
You know what? I thought this was gonna work. I don't know.
Many unbearable moments later.
Let us first actually just finish up the construction. Now this should be relatively easy to hook up. Don't have enough cable. I should just grab some of this.
Power low.
Yeah, that works. I'll need to grab a labeler. Oh no, not a sandstorm. Ugh, I hate those. Plenty of battery power though. Well, this puts a big bummer on things, and considering I didn't write this code in advance, which is a dumb idea. I should not try to do this on the fly. I'm not good enough at coding to do that.
The next day.
So this is next day ring. I've tinkered around a bit with the code in the sandbox, and I think I fixed it. Here's a quick rundown of the code in its current state. Now, because I'm explaining this to you in video form and reading from a script I wrote for their segment, you might be under the impression that I don't know what I'm doing. You're wrong. This took several hours of real time and several small bits of rewriting it to get it to the state where it currently is. I had to figure out how hash names and functions work, what information I needed the script to base decisions on, and how to do simple comparisons and save those for later. So, to the veterans, you're probably not too impressed with the code, and that's fair enough. As for you, newcomers, if I can learn it, so can you. So, Chapter 1. Do I define or alias devices? The difference between these two, as it turns out, is that aliasing something means that you give a name to a register or a device, so one of the pins from D0 through D5. Defining, however, means you replace the name by a number. like these hash numbers from devices. So when I define the TF, TS, TV, and TI with the hash numbers of devices, this script talks to any of those devices that I find on its network. That's where the second part comes in, the hash name. Using the hash name is kind of like using a filter in Excel. I have a bunch of filtration devices, but I only want to instruct a few specific ones. So by giving the devices custom names, I am essentially filling in this column with more options that I can filter with. Then it's a simple matter of loading the inputs that I want from those devices. Great, so now I have the information I want from the devices that I need the information from. Now what? Chapter 2, Comparing and Deciding. Coding is weird. It is easy for me to write down in a document that I want the active vent and filtration units to only turn on when both the outdoor temperature is above freezing and the tank is not on the verge of bursting. I can read this as legible text and interpret it to flip the switches at the right time that need flipping. Code, however, cannot read. To make the instructions legible for a computer, like the IC10 chip, I need to cut everything up into little bite-sized pieces. I have my pressure reading in R1, and then check to see if the value in there is lower or equal to 49,000 kilopascals. Then I write over whatever the pressure was in R1, true or false, and I do the same thing for the temperature. When both R0 and R1 are true, then this function, branch equal, makes the script jump to on 1 as long as R2 is true. If that is not true, then the script continues like nothing ever happened, and then it comes to these lines where the pumps and the filtration units are turned off. And there, done. Export, let's quickly grab our suit on. Just gonna plop it in right there, close it up. Trade AV, Trade Fill, and all of them get the exact same name, and this one's going to be Trade Sense. And now when I turn this on, they all shut off, because it is 4 degrees. Or sorry, it's 3 degrees outside, because it's just getting morning, the sun is just coming up. It's 4 degrees now, which means it's equal to 0, and as soon as this hit 5, we should see everything turn on. I might have to put an actual controller in, because it was 5 degrees, but it didn't turn this on, and I think because the actual thing is not on, it doesn't start doing what it is supposed to do. But as you can see, this is filling up with quite a bit of carbon dioxide. It's at 5 degrees. I do believe that once it is inside the actual landing stuff, the temperature is going to be stable. Like when it's in this tank, it doesn't get influenced by the outside. This should be good. This should actually be able to continuously suck in air from the outside, filter out the carbon dioxide, put it in this large storage container for the traders, and just vent the excess back into the atmosphere. I'll quickly make an IC housing because that can remain on instead of it, being shut off. And I think this should work. Let's give it a quick test by turning this off. And it turns itself back on. Excellent. Yeah, we don't actually need to use any of these devices. It's not necessary. We can just set it with batch name commands and it works perfectly fine. That's amazing. And we're quickly filling it up. Now the sun is starting to set. As you can see, everything turned off. Temperature remains stable, no more gases in this network, and this is just the outside atmosphere, so that's, no problem. This is empty as well. That means we're done. Yeah, this will now just passively provide us with CO2 to sell to the trader later on, essentially giving us free income.
Yesterday,
We desperately need to get some cooling in, which for now is gonna be this but ugly big stick. We're gonna get some pipe radiators. Now how am I gonna get some gas in there? I'll just make an active vent. Okay, so maybe this isn't the best pipe. Okay, so you have to point in between the pipes, not at the actual radiators. That doesn't work. Good to know. A bit of condensation is happening in the pipes, but that should be fine for the most part. And it is convecting heat. And it is 37 degrees instead of 39, so that's a bit cooler than it was before. Yeah, it's 36. Okay, so we'll just leave this in place as a very quick fix for the rising temperatures in the base. Made our every mining drill. Look at this boy. Yeah, that's a big boy. That looks really weird, by the way. If you've liked the episode, please leave a like and subscribe to not miss the next one. I've been recording for almost 3 hours. In today's episode, we successfully automated a trade gas setup, used an electric centrifuge, expanded our kitchen, expanded our energy reserves, and we upgraded all of our available printers. I feel like next time it is high time we start laying our foundation for our next generation base. I foresee green fingers and blue plumes in our near future. Hope to see you there. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.